What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy, man. Listen, I kind of want to, pose a question for y'all. I really want you to meditate on it, really think about it, right? And I'm gonna tell you my story, and in regards to to give you a little bit of a better understanding of where I'm going with it. But I want you to ask yourself, man, are you grinding? Are you hustling for your first or your last name? And mind you, when I say that, you might not really understand what I mean by that. But let me tell you a story real quick. Let me tell you my own personal story, what got me thinking a little bigger and a little bit differently than most of my peers and most of the people that I grew up with. Prior to leaving college, after my junior year, came back home. I actually tried to enlist in the military, but a lot of people don't know I'm technically hard of hearing, so I couldn't pass the hearing test to save my life. I took it at least 3 or 4 times, and I finally went and actually got it checked out and failed miserably again, obviously, and really found out that I had a hearing problem. I didn't really realize it, how much I compensated for the things that I didn't hear by reading lips and things of that nature, but that was the case. So I found that out, and I came back home. I had a son. I had a son, so I had my second son. Things was getting critical. So I had to figure some things out, man. It was just important that I tried to at least own up to my responsibilities, right? So that was my main focus. And then after that, what I realized was that wasn't too much opportunity out there. Wasn't too much, things that were out there that could supply me with, the capital that I needed to really, get things really moving. Get a place for myself, in the woman I was with, and really do the things that I was supposed to do. And it was extremely tough for a long time, man. I was working hard. When I did have a job, always something happened. You got laid off, or I relocated, or whatever the case may be. It was just, the job market is just extremely tough. And I know that's not a story that's not uncommon to most people. I know individuals who have, degrees and master's degrees, etc., who, if you do have a job, in most cases you're overworked and underpaid. And, which is a story for most people, and I think it's really, at this point, it's normal. So boom, we, the job market, man, it's made a liar out of me so many times. So many times it's made a liar out of me. I've made promises, based on, me having this particular job and thinking that I was going to be there for this amount of time, and then getting laid off, and then, just a bunch of various, things that, I know a lot of you out there can relate to and have dealt with, underpaid, overworked, a dead-end jobs, working 2 jobs, one during the day and one at night. Man, I've done it all. So, and with doing all of that, what I really realized is that I was powerless. I had to depend on other people to co-sign my success and me being meaning something, to my children. I felt like, as me wanting to be a provider and being a man, or is being able to supply your family with the things they need and require, and I was struggling doing that, or I wasn't doing that at all. And I felt like, for a man to not have power, you just don't feel like a man. You know, so it really opened me up. It really made me see things not for what I wanted them to be, but for what they really were. And then I realized I wasn't the only one by any means. It wasn't just me. You know, it was most people. Most people were struggling and going through it, and I didn't understand. I didn't think that I was capable of doing anything outside of just working a job or you know, playing basketball. Those are the only two things I even thought that I was capable of doing. You know, building a business and doing all that, like that was for chosen people, in my opinion. Like, that was for the chosen ones. You had to be anointed and special, and I don't know, you had to be just chosen. I don't know who chose you or whatever the case may be, but I thought that it wasn't reality for me. And which, you know, obviously now is extremely far from the case. But, you know, I thank God for everything that happened, because it really opened me up to what's possible and what's really out there for you, for everybody. And you know, I say, are you hustling for your last name or your first? Because, you know, especially if you're African American, you really can't afford to think small. Like, you can't. If you love your kids, right? And we got a lot of people with sons and daughters. And this, I'm gonna be honest, it's a little bit tougher for the boys, for the young black men. I'm gonna keep it all the way funky. And that's not a victim mentality. That's just the reality of the situation. It's tougher for young black males, but if you have a son, I challenge you. Like, I can't be any more serious about this, man. I challenge you to prepare him to go out there and get his own, man. Like, it's critical out here. They not helping people out. Like, this is an employer's market. This is not an employee's market. Alright? If you want to go out here, you want to raise a family, it's going to be tough for you. It's going to be tough. You better focus on those relationships. Because filling out papers and filling out resumes and all that, listen, you know, understand that you're competing against HR, their family. You're competing, and friends. You're competing against you know, other relationships within the upper ranks of the corporate staffs, and like you're not leveraged. You know what I'm saying? Not only that, you're black, so you don't relate to the person probably that owns a corporation or owns a company or is doing the hiring. So, you know, it's important to focus on and really study, you know, entrepreneurship and, you know, all the different things that are out there for you, ladies and gentlemen. There's network marketing, there's real estate, there's trading, there's all types of creative ways to create a substantial income, right? And I think the most important thing, man, we got to focus on this community. We also got to focus on, nobody gets rich, nobody gets wealthy, nobody gets you know, financially free by themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think the paycheck makes you extremely selfish. It makes you extremely selfish. So where I'm going with this is real simple. Real simple. It's tough out here. So if you want to get your freedom back, like if you want to get some control back, some power back, educate yourself. Educate yourself and do what you gotta do so the next generation can at least survive. When I lost my job, my family couldn't help me out. My mother couldn't help me out. My father couldn't help me out. They didn't have nothing for me. Couldn't do nothing for me but provide a roof over my head. And at that point, when you get a little older, it's like, why are you still here? Why are you still here? So You know, a lot of people, you know, they want certain things, but they don't have no answers. They don't have any answers. Your family's not going to have no answers for you because they're asking for too. If they're asking for something too, they can't help you. You know what I'm saying? If they lucky to have the job that they got, they can't help you. So, you know, I realized, man, you know, even the people that love me the most couldn't even help me. And I thought, like, how is that? Like, how is that preparing me to win? Like, it really made me think. Like, I had to think. I really thought about my sons in reference to my life and how hard things are for me. And I was like, yo, do I want to leave my sons in the hands of people who don't care about their future? Like, do I really want to do that? Or do I want to grind right now? Because listen, you know, even though I think that, you know, having a great childhood is extremely important, you're going to be older way longer than you're going to be younger. So I think as a father, right? As a father, my mark is really going to be left when they're 18, when they get out on their own, and I'm able to help position them, right? I'm able to help guide them in the direction and in their purpose. That's my goal. And the only way that I can do that is if I focus on developing my craft, on moving in my purpose, and building something that can't nobody take away from me. So once again, I'm gonna ask you, are you grinding for your first or your last name? See, I'm building something that my kids can eat off of. And I'm willing to fail. I'm willing, because you can't win without failure. You're gonna have to fail. It comes with the territory, ladies and gentlemen. There's too many people scared. And the thing about it is, you ain't got shit to lose. You don't got nothing to lose and everything to gain. Especially the black community. You've done so much with so little for so long that you're qualified to do anything. You're qualified to do anything, ladies and gentlemen. You can make. Listen, we some creative people. We are super creative, man. We can look like $1 million and not have $2 in our pocket. Trust me, I've been there. So, you know, it's critical, man. I can't say enough. We're not focused on the right things. Our priorities is not where they need to be as a culture. And it needs to change. We need to start thinking way bigger. We need to take a blueprint out of the Jewish community, out of the Asian community. We gotta stop acting like it's on some kumbaya shit. Cause it's not. It's not. Let's keep it real. I want you to think about human nature. I want you to think about grade school, right? Think about grade school. Now, in the cafeteria, right? No, think about high school. High school is the perfect example. Think about high school. Your high school. Think about your cafeteria. I want you to visualize it. I want you to look around. Now, the cool kids hung with the cool kids, right? The foreigners, they hung with the foreigners, right? The athletes, they hung with the athletes, right? Who else? You know, whatever various groups, they hung out with each other. Now, I want you to think about that. You think that dynamic has changed as an adult in a job market? It hasn't. It hasn't at all. Just think, I want you to think intelligently. Just think, if you're a business owner, right? If you're a business owner and you're hiring individuals, interviewing them, obviously you want qualified people, no doubt about it. You want qualified people. You don't want to have to sit there and babysit people. You want people to be qualified, right? But at the same time, you're going to get people that you want to work with. Because mind you, you're there for 8 hours of the day. You're there for most of your damn life. To be honest with you, right? You're there for quite a long time. You think you're gonna hire people that you don't like and you don't get along with? You're not. You're gonna hire people that you can relate to. Qualified people that you can relate to. Now Malik, right? Malik may have a degree. He might. But does that mean that Bill is gonna hire him over James, who's, from the same state as him, went to a school very similar to him, listens to the same music, watch the same shows, carry themselves the same way, dress the same way? Why wouldn't he hire him? I connect with him more. I relate to him more. See, you think it's about race. Racism is more so about classism than racism. Racism only affects you. Racism only affects you if the person that's racist can dictate your life at all. Otherwise, racist is, who cares? I only care about some of these racists if they can do something to my life. Like, I don't care. So, it's time to, read some books, man. You know what I'm saying? Find some people, pour into some people, create some leaders, create some people who are thinking a little bit differently, expose them to some different things. So, I just think it's important, man. We gotta start thinking bigger, a whole lot bigger. We gotta stop allowing ourselves allowing this paycheck shit to blind us from what's really out there. There's a lot of listen, there's no shortage of money. The money ain't disappeared. The money's out here. It's just circulating. It ain't circulating through your pocket. That's all, man. It's all a plan. Just put a plan together and a system. That's it. That's all this stuff is. All businesses is all the business is the idea. That's it. An idea and a system. A system and an idea. That's it. If you're an employee, you allowed somebody to plug you into their system and put a amount on your forehead. You worth $14 an hour. You worth $15. You worth $20 an hour. I don't care. Listen, I don't care if you make $100,000 an hour. That's not impressive, yo. It's not impressive at all. I don't care if you make $200,000 a year. It's not impressive unless your money is working for you. It's not, because you can't pass that on to your kids. You can't pass that on to your family. You can't help your people out, and you still getting taxed. You still getting taxed out the ass. You still getting raped. You still working free for 3 months. Don't even know it. Like, come on, ladies. It's time to wake up, man. It's time to wake up. So, are you hustling for your first or your last name? Ask yourself that question. And be honest, be real with yourself. It's okay, man. Sit that dumbass ego. Sit the ego down. Trust me, it's not helping you. It's hindering you. It's keeping you where you at. Listen, if you ain't going forward, you're going backwards. There is no coasting. You either going forward or going backwards, because people are going forward. If people are going past you, how can you stay the same? Right? If there are people who are getting money, who are building business, listen, if you don't do it, somebody's gonna do it. Trust me. Trust me. That's my philosophy behind the business that I'm in. Like, listen, I know y'all, some of y'all may have been paying attention to my Facebook and all that, Instagram and all that stuff, right? You know I'm building a business, right? Somebody's gonna get rich. Somebody's gonna blow this area up. Somebody's gonna push this product out in this area and go get it pumping. Why can't it be me? Why can't it be you? Why can't it be us? Why not? Let's see, these are questions you ain't asking. These are questions you're not seriously asking yourself and giving yourself real answers. You letting the ego talk for you, and you letting that scared little person talk. You need to get rid of that person, man. You need to get rid of that person. It's definitely not the God in you. Because the God in you is faith-based. The God in you believes. Everything that you see, everything that you touch was once a thought. Some of you had to believe it first. Anything that you accomplish in life, you had to believe it. Had to become real in your head first. Thoughts are things. Thoughts are things, ladies and gentlemen. You gotta make it real. And stop playing with this life thing. But anyways, it's your boy, man. Hustling for your last name or your first. I'm out.